Do you know that some of those holiday plants can be very toxic to your dogs and cats? In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, learn what is safe, what's not, and what you can do about it. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. In today's video, I want to go over the really common toxic plants, and before we get going, I just want to give you a list of some common sense or general signs. First of all, whether or not a plant is going to be toxic or not depends on whether your dog or your cat is eating it. So most at risk would be those cats that tend to nibble and chew on stuff. If you've got a cat or a pet that doesn't do that, it's a little less of a risk. Secondly, it depends on the amount they consume, what part of the plant they consume. So I want to start with the plant that gets talked about a lot. This one here, Poinsettia. And in general, sort of the common veterinary misconception, it has been in the past, is that this bin is a really toxic plant. Avoid having it in your house, really dangerous to our dogs and cats. At one point in the past, this plant was. It itself would cause a fair amount of GI distress, so it could be irritating the mouth, causing drooling, vomiting, and diarrhea. But no more, it's since changed. Now, it's a really, really mild plant. If Murray here were to chew on any part of it, perhaps, the colored leaf, it wouldn't taste really good. His mouth, he might have a little bit of drooling, but that's it. Generally a really non-toxic plant. So amongst the different plants we're going to discuss today, here's the safe one. Feel free to go grab yourself, populate your house with poinsettias. Super safe, they look beautiful, and I give them 2 thumbs up if you've got a dog or a cat. Secondly, let's talk about lilies. Lilies, amaryllis, daffodils, but in particular lilies and all the lily-related species. So here's a nice, beautiful, starting to flower lily right here. A really common holiday plant to have around the house. These are particularly toxic, especially to our cats. So with lilies themselves, some of the actual toxic ingredients, and it can be the flower, it can be the leaf, it can be the stem, it can be the bulbs, it can even be what's in the water. So the lilies can cause just mouth irritation. So if your cat were to chew on part of it, they can excessively drool. Pretty serious GI distress, so vomiting and or diarrhea can lead to but much more serious clinical signs, and primarily kidney disease and kidney failure. And it's happened with just having cats, even drinking what's in the water here. Oh, okay, Murray cat. So my general thought, if you've got a cat in the house, primarily an indoor cat, even my cat Murray, I'd suggest just not having lilies and the lily species within the house as a holiday plant. So that could be lilies, it could be an amaryllis, these big, nice, beautiful flowering plants. There's a picture of one up there. And even the daffodils are all sort of related in terms of their types of toxicities. So I just want you to avoid all those, period. Next, things such as mistletoe. This actually happens to be a piece of holly. They're very much related. Fortunately, mistletoe, or fortunately or unfortunately, it's not really commonly sold anymore through most of the flower shops. It's a pretty hard plant to keep alive, has a really short life. So generally it's not an issue. It itself is fairly toxic to our pets, primarily with GI stuff. And just here, these little pokey parts of the leaves are quite sharp. That itself can also be quite painful and irritating. So the big point, could they be used as just display? Yes. You just want to make sure they're out of reach of our pets. And if you've got a cat that hops up on things and likes to chew on stuff, it'd be better if this is sort of not part of your holiday plant. This one here is called a Cyclamen. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a pretty little plant. It itself is also toxic, moderately toxic. Once again, with both our dogs and our cats, you're looking at primary GI distress. So vomiting and or diarrhea. And they can be chewing on the flower, they can be chewing on a leaf, they can be chewing on the stem. And once again, it's a pretty little plant. If you've got a chewer in your house, best not to have it. So first, if you suspect that your dog or cat has consumed a potential toxic plant, First, make the attempt to call your veterinarian on emergency. Secondly, you can call the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Hotline, and that's at 888-426-4435. And when you're reporting a type of poisoning, it's really important to know, first of all, what you think, what type of plant was consumed, what part of the plant was consumed, the approximate amount that was consumed, the time from when you called to when you think it happened, some of the clinical signs you're seeing, and then lastly, the weight, the type of pet, dog or cat, the age, the type of breed. As much information as possible that can be conveyed, and they can make a pretty good judgment on, how serious it is or not, whether from then on you need to be seeking urgent veterinary care. Thanks you guys for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. First, I'd love for you to click down there to like this video, click up there to subscribe to my channel. Then lastly, click that link directly in the box below, and then when you do that and you sign up for my newsletter, I can send you my free books and my free videos on how to heal your pets at home with my top natural remedies. And thanks, Murray, for being kind of